few months ago, my friend Haley gave me this brilliant idea to prank my husband and read the books off of his TBR. And it got me thinking, what if I pranked the prankster? Here is the plan. 1. Fly to Texas and find Haley's TBR shelf in her library. 2. Discreetly pick a book. 3. Successfully complete this challenge, sit her down and get bragging rights for reading these books without getting caught.
What are you reading?
Hello everyone. As you can tell, I am not in my usual place that I film. Got in yesterday and we've been hanging out with Haley and Ryan. It was so much fun last night. We just like chilled. It's technically our first day here. It's our first morning. I figured I would update you guys. I was trying to think of some fun video ideas. When I was texting Haley, I was like, oh, I'll probably just vlog or something. But in the back of my mind, I had this idea. Pull the prank on the prankster and read her TBR before she does. I've only got a few days here. We're not here for long. We're only here for the weekend. So today's Friday and we leave Saturday night or
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Okay, I think we're good now. Don't mind that. I actually started on the plane because I was like, I need to try and get a head start on things. Haley's most recent video, she actually shows her TBR shelf. And I was like, that's perfect. Little does she know that now I got a head start because she posted her TBR shelf. So I was able to pull it up on the TV, kind of blew up the picture, and I could see what was on her TBR. And one of the books that I saw on there is called The Spectacular. This book is by Fiona Davis. I've never heard of this book. I think it might be historical fiction. I think it's got like some romance elements in there, but I think it's mainly just literary fiction. I have no idea, literally no idea. I'm going in blind. I'm 25% of the way through. I got a decent amount read on the plane, other than me being like terrified the whole flight. I just realized I've been like whispering and you guys probably couldn't hear a thing that I said. I'm going to continue reading this. Hopefully I can get this read really soon and quickly and without Haley knowing, which I feel so bad because I hope she doesn't ask what I'm reading right now because I don't want to lie. A few hours later, we actually just went out, got some coffee, and then had some breakfast. We met up with Destiny and went to Barnes & Noble, which was so much fun. Haley is actually taking a nap, so it's perfect time. I feel so bad, like I almost wanted to spill the beans in the car.
I thought you were about to.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh, is she really doing this?
No, I can't.
Oh my gosh, what page are you on?
I'm on 115.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like you forget how good he is.
Yeah.
And you come back and you're like, oh wow.
Yes.
This is different.
Yes. Next day. Man, do I have an update for you. Yesterday, we had a point in the day where we read for a while, and as you saw the clips, I was sitting next to Haley, and I feel so bad because she asked what page I'm on in 11/22/63, and I told her what page I'm on, but in The Spectacular. I'm still chugging along. I think I'm finally at the 50% mark. I read a good amount this morning before we went out. I am enjoying it, but it feels a little bit slow for me. I hit a point though when we were reading with Haley where something really big happened and I had to just contain my reaction. I just don't know how I'm feeling about it right now. You have like your main plot and then there's kind of a side plot going on as well. And we're focusing more on that one now. It's taking place in the 1950s, but it also jumps to the 90s, so it's a dual timeline. Marion She is young. She basically is trying to navigate adulthood and what she wants to do as a career. And that's when she finds out that her mom, who has passed, was a Rockette. And she wants to also follow in her mom's footsteps, but her dad does not approve of that decision. Neither does her sister. Kind of at this period, that wasn't seen as like a real job, and it definitely wasn't conventional by any means. Her dad thinks that a real job is like a desk job or being a secretary. Basically, that's pretty much it. She auditions not planning on getting a spot as a Rockette, and she does. And she really wants to obviously stay on the team, but that means she has to tell her dad, and he's definitely not going to approve. On the other side of things, kind of the side plot, this man that's causing these bombings, the Apple something bomber, I can't remember. Anyway, there's also this mystery going on with that, and they're trying to figure out who this guy is, and you meet this one gentleman who's a profiler. He works a lot with people that have mental illnesses, analyzes them, tries to really understand their behaviors. So he's also starting to get involved because the police aren't really doing anything, and this guy has been doing these horrific bombings for 16 years and nothing has really been done about it. So let's continue on, shall we? Okay, wow, update. Ian and I I'm filming for two different things, that's why I'm like saying the same thing over and over again.
I was wondering, I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. So Ian and I just went to Merit Coffee. Yes, he's got his drink. We actually decided to just come out for a little bit, and Haley is doing some things. So we decided, let's just read right now. And of course, it's the perfect time for me to do some sneaky reading. And I have to read you this gem. Oh, I thought that was rain. It's not rain. There are so many things that I've highlighted in this book, but I wouldn't say that it's like flowery or lyrical, really. It just says things that hit so hard. This guy asks the main character, what can I do to help? She's thinking this in her head, and she says, what can I do to help? Such a simple phrase, yet somehow sorry, that's not his name. What can I do to help? Such a simple phrase, yet somehow blank knew exactly the right thing to say to her at this moment. He didn't offer judgment or advice, just his presence and his solidity and his kindness of spirit, the hope that he could help her out of her pain, and the reassurance that not all was lost. I just thought it was so good. So let's continue on, and my matcha's very good. Wow, this argument that's transpiring is so descriptive. Like, I vividly see it in my head. I love how this is written, and I feel like the tension has been there all along and it's just snapping right now. The housemaid is watching.
Oh, okay, shit.
Yes, that. Would you skip so quickly?
And I erased. Okay, I just erased.
I don't know, it just reset.
What are you reading?
Is Prime on the bottom?
It's always
Yeah, Prime's really
Reading by TBR?
Yes!
No way!
Oh.
That's so cool. What book?
The Spectacular.
No
Yes.
way. I have been thinking about how that book will just sit on my shelf forever unless someone
No
reads
way.
it. That's insane.
Oh my gosh, Haley.
That's so
I am
funny.
91% of the way through.
Is it good?
It's,
How do you undo?
it is really good.
Okay, but not that good.
It's because of your background in dancing.
Oh.
I think you're really gonna like it.
Okay.
But it was like-
That's amazing.
It was a slower start,
Uh-huh.
but now I'm hooked.
That's crazy.
I was like at 50%, I think this morning. No, 45%.
Oh my gosh, you're flying.
It's really good now.
It just looks like it'd be a slow read.
Yes.
And wow.
And then yesterday, you asked me what page I was on. Page
Uh-huh.
263. And
You were
not
doing
wanna
it
lie
then
to you.
too?
Yes.
No
I
way.
felt so bad.
That is so. What, you were reading that?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, this is so nice that you're just doing research for me of my shelf. I mean, you had 95% through. That's pretty good. I'd be a bad friend if I just stopped asking what you were reading. I had to lie like 5 times.
No. Oh my gosh, it was so painful. Like, this is lying to you. I felt so bad.
I did think like, oh, she's really using her Kindle a lot. But then I just figured you're traveling, so maybe that's what you do most of the time. But I feel like on your videos you don't use your Kindle that much, so it's kind of like curious.
A lot of the comments on that video said that I should do a part 2, but get the books on my Kindle.
That's smart.
Of course, I didn't want to like your books under your shelf. That would have been just
That would have been even
basic.
better. Wait, you should have done that.
Told you.
I would feel so weird doing that.
I
just
know,
couldn't.
but I wouldn't mind.
So did I get found out by Haley? Yes. Now it's time to finish up the book and report back to Haley my thoughts and feelings on it.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Hello, guys. I can't wait for your review.
I know. Here we go. I don't know if it's because I'm in your library.
Yeah.
But your books they feel better. Just like
It's so true that like anyone else's house, you're like, everything here is better
yes.
than mine.
No, literally. Hi guys, I got caught.
At 95%, right?
Yeah, 91.
91.
I cracked so hard. It feels good though, now that it's out of the way and I can finally share this with you.
No, I'm so excited. Of all books that you could have read on the TBR, this one is probably what I was most curious about.
Really?
Because no one has ever spoken about this book.
Yes, I did not see anything out there. First one and the only one that I've read so far is The Spectacular by Fiona Davis. You're telling me about why you bought it?
Oh, yes. I bought this book just based on the cover. I think I did a short that was like buying books that are pretty. And that one I
This
thought
was
so
one?
pretty. Yeah. I like how it looks neon, but it's book format. I never even read the description. So you're
That's
about to tell
exciting.
me everything.
Okay, I'm gonna really try and sell it.
Okay.
But you're gonna see how bad I am at this.
I know that that's not true.
This is set in the 1950s. The main character, Marion, she kind of has a lot of expectations on her by her father in particular. Finds out her late mother used to be a rockette. She actually is a dancer too. Before we talked, I was like, is this how Haley found it? Because
That's
of your
crazy.
background.
Yeah.
Which is so cool that you didn't even
Yeah, I
know
didn't
that.
even know it was about dancers.
She's at this weird place in her life. She finds this new information out about her mom. She tries out. She has to decide what she's gonna do. She's going to leave behind what her family wants her to do, or if she's going to pursue this. There's also a mystery that's kind of going on. It's like an underlying thing until you get further in the book. And this is where the historical fiction part kind of comes into play, because I guess that was actually a thing that was going on during the 50s. There's the Big Apple bomber, and he has been causing these bombings to go off in the city for 16 years. He's never been caught. The main character gets wrapped up in that, and so she's also trying to catch a murderer.
Whoa. What did you think of it?
I actually loved it.
Really?
Yes. I thought the pacing was a little interesting because it was slower, but I do appreciate that because it made me feel more for the characters, especially the main character. After that point, then you start learning more about the bombings and how it's affecting this community. Everyone's like in fear. She gets involved, and that's when my rating just started going up and up and up and up. It's one of those situations where the reader wants one thing, but the author doesn't exactly just give it to you. The whole time I imagined Meryl Streep playing her older self.
Whoa.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess your rating.
Okay.
4.25.
Yes. Between a 4 and a 4.25.
No way.
The ending had 5-star potential.
Wow.
But everything before that was a little bit slow.
Yeah. For some reason, it just looks like it would be slow.
I'm glad that I kept going.
I can't believe you read my TBR. I love this video.
I'm so sorry I lied to you.
No, for this video, you can lie to me forever.
I would definitely recommend you read it, especially with your background in dancing.
Yeah.
And I think you would enjoy it.
Now it's at the top of my TBR.
Yay! I'm really interested to see too, because this doesn't happen all the time. There's some of those books where I think I need more time to sit on my rating and see if it truly is what I give it initially.
Yeah.
This is one of those books.
Yeah, because you don't know if you'll just forget about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys! Are you kidding me? So my plans now, I'm going to keep reading.
Yes.
TBR. And I already have my next one picked out. And I want them all to tumble. The next one that I want to read is A Deadly Education. And when I was in your library that first day, I was like, oh, I want to read that one.
Yeah, you did. You put
Yes.
it out. I've had this book. I think it might have been one of my first books I ever hauled, which is
Really?
insane. Like, I need to read this book. It's been here for so long, for years. It's like a magical school, which I think is so cool. They get chased by monsters.
Ooh.
So a lot of their friends just die because they're like not paying attention.
I'm really excited. I've heard amazing things, of course, about Naomi Novik. If you had to pick any on your TBR that you would
Anything?
Like
You read Ruthless Vows?
Yes.
Was it good?
It is really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it.
This book I bought also because of the cover, I think. It's a literary fiction book.
Ooh.
It's Hello Beautiful. No idea what it's about. Oprah's book club. That book is like everywhere though for 2023, I think.
Oh, wow.
I think it won awards.
Oh my gosh, okay. Can love make a broken person whole? Oof. I feel like this is gonna be emotional. But that's what we like.
Yeah.
I want a book to kind of break me.
Yeah, that one probably would. I'm scared of it.
You have beautiful books. Your taste is just
Well, I only bought
impeccable.
these because they were pretty, so.
I love that. Seems to work too. Hello everyone. It is now the next day. I am back home, which is so sad. This morning I started to read A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. Felt a little bit indifferent about it because I wanted to read it for so long. I had some people close to me tell me that I might not like it. So seeing it on Haley's TBR, I thought it would be perfect to finally just give it a try. Well, I did give it a try. I decided to DNF it. Also, I just feel like I'm not understanding what's going on. For me, it's kind of starting at a weird place. I'm not going to write Naomi Novik off by any means. I love the concept. I think the main character she possesses some kind of darker magic that could possibly kill all of the students at school, but at least I read a little bit of it because I've been curious about that book for a long time. Next up, the one that I want to read so badly that's on Haley's TBR is the one that she told me about, and it's called Hello Beautiful. William Waters grew up in a house silenced by tragedy where his parents could hardly bear to look at him, much less love him. So when he meets the spirited and ambitious Julia in his freshman year of college, it's as if the world has lit up around him. With Julia comes her family, as she and her 3 sisters are inseparable. Sylvie, the family's dreamer, is happiest with her nose in a book. Word. Cecilia is a free-spirited artist, and Emmeline patiently takes care of them all. Every moment in their house is filled with loving chaos, but then darkness from William's past surfaces, jeopardizing not only Julia's carefully orchestrated plans for their future, but the sisters' unshakable devotion to one another. The result is a catastrophic family rift that changes their lives for generations. Will the loyalty that only rooted them be strong enough to draw them back together when it matters most? This is gonna be powerful. But I'm so excited to read this! Okay, let's get started. I missed the matcha that I made at Haley's house. It's like the best matcha I've ever had. It was so good. Good morning, everyone. It's the next day. I'm still reading Hello Beautiful, and I actually ended up going to the library yesterday and I found this there. I made it to page 48. Oh, I had to get it in large print because they didn't have regular. I am eating the large print up. This might be my new thing. I love it. So far, I'm enjoying it. Her writing is so unique. It's very simple. Feels as if she has one train of thought and then she like jumps to another train of thought. The narrator will be saying one thing and then it'll just jump to a completely different thing, and it kind of ties in but not really. Another thing that I've noticed is that the author writes in a way to where you feel a disconnect with the characters. Usually I don't love that, but I don't know. I'm excited to see where this goes from here. I'm excited to see if I end up liking it by the end of the book, but I'm just so interested as to where this story is going to go. I mean, the description is kind of vague. just woke up and I figured it's definitely time to do an update of Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano. I have like 170-ish pages left of this book. It has taken me a little bit longer than I actually thought that it would take me. I thought this would be quite a short read. I think the last I talked to you guys, I was like, where is this book going? I was so confused. I was super interested in where the plot was going. I just didn't know where it was going. Now I know. There has been like a big time jump. I'm enjoying it. That's what's really weird, is there's like not much happening, but there is still a lot happening. It doesn't even make sense. The turmoil that this family is facing, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't even know how to feel about this. Like if I were to rate it right now, I couldn't give it a rating. This feels like an autobiography in a way. It almost feels wrong to rate it, but I know it's fictional. Anyway, we're going to continue on. I want to finish this up today, and I'm also so curious as to what's going to happen with this family. Are they going to make amends? Are they going to stay estranged? It's one of those situations where like, I hope the family figures everything out, but at the same time, you don't see how that will happen. Finished my last book that I'm going to be reading off of Haley's TBR for now. I knew that Haley would have gems. We all know the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, but we're all readers here, so we all know that is so not true. All of us judge books based off of their cover, and I never would have picked this book up if it wasn't for Haley. Same for The Spectacular, which I know was another book that she picked up based off of the cover as well. I never would have picked up this book. This is literary fiction to the T. I've never had such conflicting, complicated feelings about a book before. This is kind of a Little Women spin-off in a way, only the dynamic of the sisters. That's pretty much it, and it's mentioned throughout the book. This book follows the Padavanos. There are 4 girls and then their mom and their dad, and all of the sisters are so different, kind of like Little Women. But this family, they are so close. They're tight-knit family, and Julia, she's the oldest sister. She ends up meeting William in college. Her and William hit it off immediately, but William has a very different background from Julia, so his upbringing was pretty much the opposite of what Julia's is. It really is such a beautiful thing that's going on for them, especially for William, seeing that he's never had anything like this before growing up. He basically gets adopted into this family as well. Things from William's past start arising again, and it just gets really dark from there. So this rift starts to form between the family, and there are lots of other events that happen during this as well that play a role in the breakup of this family. I have so many conflicting feelings about this book. So like I was talking about, William has a lot of just unresolved issues from his past, and what was frustrating to me, which I know there are a lot of mixed reviews on the internet about this, I looked them up, and I know this is going to be kind of controversial, but it is subjective, so just hear me out. There is a lot that's discussed in this book, for instance, mental health, grief, life, death, there's a lot. Felt as though the flow of it was quite interesting. I wasn't really bored, I was just very curious where we were going with the plot. That became very clear later on in the book. I was struggling to see what direction the author was going to go with this, and at first it felt as though there was a disconnect between the narrator and the characters, and then I realized these characters feel so real, and I actually feel like I know them, which is so impressive for an author to do. I feel like that's That's like a rare experience for me. I don't experience that often when reading fiction. One of the things I actually enjoyed about this book too was this ongoing theme that when one door closes, a window opens. Unfortunately, with that, there are a lot of sad things that have to occur. I would also say a main point of this book is on family, like generational habits that we form and that we pass down to our kids and our grandkids. It's really hard because you see characters that are actively trying to break those and then other characters that just fall right into the cycle and they do the same thing that was done to them. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to read. I think a lot of people could probably relate to the book though. It is very difficult to read. You see a family that was so whole, so loving, like they loved each other, they were inseparable, and then this rift happens and they do not speak for a very long time. I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me, and that's totally fine. I think there are some behaviors in here in this book that are excused. That is one thing that I enjoyed about the book, is that all of these characters are deeply, deeply flawed, and all of us are that way. None of us can escape that. There were a few of these characters that are really, really selfish, and they make decisions that hurt a lot of people, and the whole time I'm reading it and I'm just like, this is just not right, but the narrator is kind of making you feel like it's okay. I feel very conflicted about my rating because I actually enjoyed the writing. I thought it was beautiful. I would recommend this. I would recommend this for people to read. I would maybe look up some of the contents that's in this book. Feels like one of those books where I want to give it 5 stars, but I was so frustrated with so many parts of this that it's not a 5 stars. Last night I was like, this is a 4.5. But then this morning I was thinking about it more and thinking about the characters. But I also feel like that's just good writing, you know? That's just a good book. This was really good. I really did enjoy it. Thank you so much, Haley, for allowing me to read the books off of your TBR. This was so much fun. Of course, she has the best book recommendations. Haley is someone that I love to get book recs from because she just is always like thinking outside of the box. She's always picking up books that I would never pick up, and then once I do, I'm like, this is amazing. I'm so excited to see what she thinks of these. Haley, please, please read these because I'm very curious. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.